Shall come to order. We need to talk. Okay, come gather around. Zombies are hurting people. We need to talk about it.
I'm zombie. I'm very good.
Please do not send any hate or honestly comments of any kind to anyone mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern. Thank you. So, I mean, it would be a meandering path to tell you how this all started. So we'll just start here. This guy right here, zombie, right? Look, Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, reacts to the zombie predator in Colorado. As of the day of the recording of this video is 1 day ago. Let me take a screenshot for the editing department. Because, you know, I made another video related to this one the other day. During recording, I took a screenshot. When it came time for to edit it, reality had changed. Matrix had glitched. Anyway, and gave us Kiss from a Rose by Seal. Story for another day. But yeah, so I mean, it's this guy, Solomon something, this person. He's already registered or not registered. That was part of the issue. A previous S offender, according to reporting. And, you know, there's a video. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to show. I don't want to startle anybody. I don't want to break any rules. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it looks like he's dressed as a ghost. He's got a sheet or a maybe large comforter, down comforter or something over him. And he pops out and starts barreling toward the children. But, I mean, these kids, I don't know how old they are. I mean, 5 years old, 8 years old. They're running. You know, they're going full speed that they can go, but they're kids. And this guy just stands no chance at all whatsoever. Okay, so thank God, you know, not a fast runner, this zombie, but like, doesn't it bring to mind, like, that's what a zombie is, right? Like, you can always outrun a zombie in that part of the trope. Like, they're just kind of slow. Like, if you run, like, and they're trying, like, I don't know. I didn't call him a zombie. I want y'all to look at the title. Zombie Predator is what Bruce Rivers called him. Shout out to him. Love that channel. So this guy, you know, I don't know, whatever. But then zombie came up recently. Y'all, it's been taking me a long time to do my makeup lately, so I'm like always watching these long videos in the morning. So the other day I'm trying to get dressed, I'm doing my makeup or whatever. I need something like, you know, long to watch so I don't have to keep trying to find something else new to watch or whatever. So I put on one of these videos. It's like the exact moment this woman knew. I'll try to find the video. It was something so click worthy. I got to give credit to them over there on that channel. I mean, they will put a title. Any title. Sometimes they change them. Anyway, so it was a horrible, you know, I don't want to make light of it. I also don't want to go into too many details. It was a horrible, like kind of true crime sort of, you know, video. Is long. It was like an hour long, but like the crime itself was really terrible. It had to do with 2 children who are no longer with us, and rest in peace. But the bodies of the children were traveling along in the trunk. So I think even that, you know, we'll have the editing department edit some of those words out, but you know, hopefully you'll be able to get the gist. It's not nothing, you know, to make light of. But anyway, it's really horrible. And, you know, I think a lot of the question on my mind is always like, why? Well, why? How did that happen? You know, apparently like one of them had been you know, one of them was like 18 months was in the trunk. And it was body camera footage, you know, public record, and it ended up coming up. This is another case, right? We're not talking about Zombie Man anymore, but this is gonna loop back around. Where there's like all of these zombie instances and zombie moments that I want to tell y'all about recently that have come up. So there's this body camera footage, and then there's horrible. You know, the cops are praying.
Oh Allah, seek the refuge in you from the whisperings of an accursed devil who whispers into the hearts of men.
Can I talk to you for a second?
They said they're praying on the body camera and all of that, and it's horrible. Horrifying. The cops are mad. The women had been pretty much lying to them.
Oh my God, dude, that's a 5. That's a 5-year-old white child. 100%.
Well, then once the script flips, the cops are kind of like, no, you did know this. You knew this. Like, she opens the box that's going to lead to the stuff. And then she starts running, and she's like trying to act like, you know, why would I run if I didn't do so? Well, how did she had no logic. It was horrible. And the cops were really disgusted, rightfully, praying. It comes time to interrogate or, you know, ask the questions of these women. And even on the scene, there's like 2 women, and one of them's like, you know, kind of the one that the cops are interacting with, and the other one's kind of like not really interacting too much. And the first one, Lady A, I don't know her name, she's like, please, whatever you do, don't arrest her. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. They're going to get me. But whatever you do, just don't arrest her. Just put it all on me. She didn't know anything. She is like, you know, mentally, and she was saying R word. Mentally R word.
Can you please tell them who she is?
Ma'am, you can talk to whoever you need to talk to.
No, I just want to say why she was reacting the way she is, because she mentally retarded.
And the cop is like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying she's mentally R word? And she's like, she don't know how to do anything. She doesn't even know how to read. And the cop's like, just because a lot of people don't know how to read, that doesn't mean they're like, they're just they're saying the R word. And so she's like, I'm telling you, she doesn't know anything. Well, anyway, come to find out, that lady, she was found mentally incompetent to stand trial. So there was some type of developmental disability or delay or something going on because she was found to be. Well, in the body camera of her being interrogated, she's really not answering any questions. She just keeps saying, I want to go home, I want to go home. And at some point she switches into what appears to be some type of patois, some type of French sounding language, and she just puts her head down and says, zombie, zombie.
Your accent is really thick, so I'm trying to piece through it as you talk.
Yeah, and zombie, I'm ready, what is it? Maybe via mutute, maybe respect.
Please sit down.
It's unmistakable.
And zombie, I'm ready, what
It's unmistakable. And I'm like, wait, that just kind of reminds me of like this zombie. Like, why zombie? It's the word zombie. The word zombie. She said zombie. I'm not making it up. He said zombie in his title. I'm not making it up. And I mean, yeah, I gotta agree. It looks like a zombie. And there's been another situation too lately that they don't actually mention the word zombie, but it gets honorable mention because it just freaked me out so freaking much. There's this Tyler Oliveira video. And I guess it's part of a series. He's got 2 up now. One he goes to Paris, one he goes to Rome. And he's like basically investigating these street scammers and other types of, street activities. And he gets in a fight with this like gang of people, jumps him. And there's like an obvious unmistakable zombie in this gang. I mean, he is like, his eyes are rolling back. He seems to just be mumbling words. I mean, you be the judge. I don't know. You tell me. But like something about this guy seems like it's just giving zombie. And right at that same moment that I'm thinking that thought, Tyler Oliveira gets hit dead square in the foot by a dead pigeon, which may or may not have had a head still attached. I mean, listen, I grew up in Louisiana. I know voodoo when I'm looking at it, but why does that matter? Because I think that was a zombie. I think he had a run-in with a zombie. I think that one was a zombie too. But that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinions. Those other 2 are unmistakable. Other people are saying zombie. So what in the hell? Why? What do you mean zombie? What is a zombie? Really? And I was thinking about this a lot a few months ago whenever I was doing that research into like the scopolamine, the most, other recent video that we put out. It's kind of like somebody that's lost their like their free will or their soul or something. They're like a walking like animated corpse with no free will or something, like maybe kind of like a mind controlled slave or something. I don't know. Cause like in pop culture, we see the zombies, right? We see that we had The Walking Dead. We had, just even as kids in Halloween movies, with Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. I mean, we all saw Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. They had zombies all up in that movie. There's like even the Frankenstein is kind of like a zombie. It's like this reanimated, like stitched together Jekyll and Hyde. All roads leads to Cornberry. I have to just mark it because when we finally make the Cornberry video, y'all are gonna be like, it really does. Anyway, and so now we also have another idea of a zombie, which is like this kind of like robot, like a robot zombie. Like if you ever seen Black Mirror, people are just like zombied out on their phones. Or wasn't there another movie like Westwood or something? Like there's just all over pop culture these robot zombies, AI zombies. Doing this research, I have that Cranberry song, Zombie. Yeah, that is just stuck. Anyway, it was so stuck in my head, I had to write it down in the notes. But I didn't know this, strictly speaking, till pretty recently when I was doing this research. But zombies actually come from the word zombie. Comes from Haitian culture, specifically like a denomination of voodoo, which not all voodoo is the same, not all voodoo is created equally, but within this culture and within that geographical place is where zombies are created. So now, again, there's mixed opinions, and even within practitioners of voodoo, which I am not, there's distinctions even within particular places where it's practiced. There's distinctions. I mean, I don't speak. Listen, there's lots of ways you can educate yourself. I'm not the educator of what's voodoo, what's not, but just be aware that this zombie aspect of things isn't necessarily like inextricably intertwined with the practice of voodoo anywhere, even Haitian voodoo, because there's even people in the Haitian voodoo, practitioners community or whatever that say like, we don't do that. That's witchcraft. So it's disagreed upon whether it is or isn't officially a part of this religion, but I will put just a little bit of like an actual expert in here or two explaining it in their own words so that you can get an idea of what's going on and how this idea of a zombie could be connected to like voodoo. But essentially, I mean, I think one of the more compelling or memorable, even just one of the more memorable things that was said in one of these documentaries by one of these guys, which maybe I'll put the clip in here or not, was that originally the creation or the process of making a zombie out of somebody was because they had committed an unrehabilitable, like basically they had gotten the death penalty pretty much. But because of their beliefs and practices, they did not actually believe in putting someone to physical death, but you know, they would make them into a zombie. Well, one thing leads to the next thing, and now we got zombie crimes going on. It's being used for crimes.
A zombie is somebody who has misbehaved. In fact, somebody that in any other society they would call a criminal. Most likely, in other society, this person would have been condemned to death. Our society, like every society, has decided that certain crimes are intolerable. Voodoo doesn't believe in killing people. So in fact, this is why even that person considered a criminal is not killed. We remove from him, or from her, that desire of committing bad deeds. And this is what zombification is.
The way that they found out that this could actually happen, at least in the Western world, and they were doing scientific discovery experiments and all kinds of investigations and inquiries into things, because there was this one guy, this one man, born in like 1920s, 1922, I think. And his name's Clairvius Narcisse. He became very ill one day and was taken to the hospital in a large city at the time. It would have been like a premier hospital. There were American doctors there. He was there for a few days. He kept getting more and more ill, and nobody could figure out really why or what was going on. And he did, unfortunately, tragically pass away. Nobody could explain it. And then one day, 18 years later, he shows up back up to his sister in the marketplace. And he's like, "Hey, Angelique," or whatever her name was. "And Angelina, hey, it's me." And at first she didn't believe him, but then he said some identifiable information, or basically proved that it was him.
What made the case unique is that Narcisse had been pronounced dead in the Schweitzer hospital, and his death had been witnessed by two physicians, both American trained, one an American. There were impeccable records describing his pathology at the time of his demise. 18 years later, this man claiming to be Clairvius Narcisse turns up in his home village, claiming that he'd been made a zombie.
So there was like, quote, modern science involved. The American doctor apparently pronounced him dead. American trained doctor pronounced him dead. But here he was, alive and not dead. And so that led them into investigating these Harvard researchers, Wade Davis, into going into Haiti and actually meeting practitioners, Bocors they're called, and end up, come to find out, the process of creating a zombie involves at least a two-step psychoactive substance process. And there's two different compounds. So what had happened to Clairvius, he found himself declared dead. They had a funeral for him after. They buried him. He remembers he was alive, in complete and utter paralysis, alive, getting buried. He heard his family screaming and crying. He couldn't move. He couldn't speak. This substance gives you the appearance of being dead. Like, remember, I don't know if y'all remember reading Romeo and Juliet. Remember, like, they took nightshade or whatever, but it was like whatever it was actually just made it seem like one of them was passed away, then the other one, it's a whole tragedy. It's like one of those things, like, makes it seem like you're not alive. And then they buried him. And this, substance, I think they got it out of a puffer fish or something. I don't really know.
To the sorcerer who mixes the potions, each ingredient serves a distinct purpose, with the human bones playing a role every bit as important as the psychoactive plants. But to Davis, two ingredients held the key to understanding the phenomenon of zombification. The pufferfish contains a chemical called tetrodotoxin, or TTX. If administered in the correct dose, the victim will find themselves trapped in a flaccid paralysis, perfectly mimicking the appearance of death.
But then after they bury you, they put the dirt, whatever, everybody goes home. Then like this gang like shows up and takes him out of the ground. And what was going on was his brother, he was in a fight with his brother. He didn't want to sell some land that he had. Clairvius didn't want to sell some land that he had. His brother got mad at him. Tale as old as time, the brothers are fighting over the land. Well, the Clairvius's brother basically had him set up by these, zombifying, the people who could do the zombie makers. And he did. And so once they pulled him out of the ground, then they start giving him another round of drugs. This is part 2 of the drugs. And this is like a scopolamine type. It's called zombie cucumber on Haiti. That datura, they call it zombie cucumber. And so that one is kind of like the one where you like go to the ATM and like give someone all your bank account information. You don't know why you do it. It like makes you highly suggestible. We already made a video on that.
Scopolamine, which is basically like the worst roofie you can ever imagine times a million. You're at the whim of suggestions like, hey, take me to your ATM. Hey, come with me to the hotel room, while you're completely conscious and articulate.
But that's kind of how I ventured into this world too. Like I learned about all this stuff kind of like this contemporaneously. And so it's called zombie cucumber, the scopolamine. I mean, it's also, you put it on your ear when you go on the Carnival cruise. Again, I'm sure it's safe in a patch and by the doctors and all that. But it's just making me wonder, it's like I'm always kind of thinking about what are all the different ways throughout history that people have endeavored to take away others' free will. And, for reasons that they're saying they had a good reason because these people would have been put to death otherwise. And, that's for the philosophers to work out. But, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that. And I also am still wondering, maybe the recipe got loose from the lab. Because why do we have zombies chasing kids? Like, he's even going slow like a zombie. He jumped out from underneath the blanket like a ghost and started going like it was Halloween. Anyway, that's all I really have for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, Minika. Bye.